Hello. This is Sunday, December 12th, 2022. And I just wanted to bring up the some conversation, well, actually briefly, something that I brought up in I would say a short, not a very long discussion. Well, last time I was in a place to shop, and like X amount of days ago, and I brought up the Pink Floyd album, which is actually, I wouldn't say obscure, but it's really, well, yeah, I didn't get a lot of. Apparently, didn't get a lot of notice, but it's Pink Floyd's "Animals," and it's basically about three classes of the animals, were just symbolic of kind of a classes of individuals that are, like the classes, like you have dogs, pigs, sheep, and of course sheep are basically the general population, basically any the so-called like in the album Animals. The sheep are what, as of now, the herd, basically the herd, the very mind-controlled, deeply programmed herd. And then you have the pigs, and there's a lot, the very narcissistic, wealthy, any the positions they're in, and the dogs, and you could even, I'll just say this, a dog could even be an order follower. There was someone in, that police, as in police state, or even anyone in the military, in any part of the military, the armed forces. So that's how I'd see, that's how I'd see dogs, and then you have, like I've said, and then of course, all the above, obviously the predator class above that, obviously for anyone who's paid attention to this. But I thought I would bring that up because like when I was in this place shopping, like I said. Last time I was in there, and I brought this up, and two young guys are in there. Then one of them I'm used to seeing. The other one is a newer young guy. But like maybe a couple of weeks ago. It hasn't been that real long ago, but I mentioned it. But we were talking about this. I was mentioning we ended up mentioning like pigs, because they've proven pigs are actually smarter, from what I've come across anyway, that pigs are actually supposed to be smarter than dogs. And we brought that up, and we were talking about that. And so I remember, I left the place, came back, of course, X amount of days later, and I brought up the album from Pink Floyd, Animals, and I mentioned the pigs part, and I can tell where someone's at, because a person can act like they know what they're talking about, and then you bring up something, bring up the album, and this young guy that works in there, and he had then he went into the pigs thing again, about pigs being smarter than dogs. And I mentioned it to know this album by Pink Floyd, or Animals, is about the animal farm that we're kind of on, it's considered an animal farm or whatever the hell is going on in this realm. And like, so yeah, like I said, I brought that up, and it's like, and I could tell, they didn't, whenever someone sort of quote, whenever they shut down, so to speak, after that, it's like they just go silent, and then some people, they just kind of, they listen to this, and it just, it's like, it's not registering, at least not yet. It's not, or if it, maybe it will eventually, but you explain this to them, and there's the deeper meaning into it, and like there's it's below the surface level stuff. It's just like to bring up another thing that reminds me of it. It's like all the deeper meaning of films like The Matrix and They Live. There's so much tie-in to all of these. If more of humanity is it seeing this by now, here we are going into 2023, and at this moment, it's like, where's this gonna go exactly? And I still see plenty. Even out the window, I see a lot, passers-by and stuff, and I still see some people wearing those face diapers, and I can tell some of them are really just, it's like they're bots, like they really are just bot people. And so at some point you would think, something would have to give in all this. You would think there would be, some point, unless it's already reached, but not on a collectively conscious level. It's one of those things. It's one of those parts of this equation where, like, the way things add up. Then we obviously exclude things that aren't relevant to this. Whatever those are, those relevancies, and irrelevancies are that things that have things that just don't really have anything to do with the deeper meaning of things, whether it's why we're doing what we're doing, which, when you're being controlled cluelessly, when you're clueless about being controlled, you're the mind being manipulated, and then if your heart, just the energy that's basically, if you're conscious enough about what you're putting out, that ties in to it, obviously. But it's like, if you're being mind controlled, which obviously it's quite pervasive still, and then you don't, that just you completely forget about that, the heart center and all this, and so it's deep. I think a lot of this, it's deeper than we even want to admit. But at the same time, it's not all that complicated once you get going. Once you actually make a decision to actually just do it and get over your little anxieties about however you're going to do, about how you look or how you're going to sound. You just have to, you just work yourself into it. It's like I've heard others say, including, I'll just say it now, Mark Passio, like I've heard him say, just make an effort, just do something, just make an effort, it's like anything else. The more you do something, the better you get at it. It's just you just have to put more into it, and each time you do it, yeah, you'll get better if you stay focused enough. But yeah, that's it. And then you find I will just say, you gain that confidence, the confidence to put more out. And yeah, I'm not some sort of freaking genius on this stuff. There's a lot of stuff about the technicals about computer stuff. There's still stuff I don't even know. Like this laptop I'm using, I have never even gotten into it and looked into it. But I also there's things I don't have here. I don't have tools. There's things I just don't have here, admittedly. Of course, financially, if you don't, financially, or if you don't have the resources to do things, if you've been in a tight situation for a long time, say money wise, then there's only so much you can do. But if you got the ability to put information out, you can really put information out like this and put it out. That's a start. Even if it's even if it's just doing this. But and this just came to me again. And speaking of the land of the lost, this land of the lost, and these things that this I'll just call the Matrix, whatever, just throws at you, and if you're not paying attention, you have to, and it's a day-to-day work you go through, and you just keep doing it. But anyway, I just thought I would put this out there. That I shall talk to all again at some point soon, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm out for now, and take care. Okay, bye.